Hello guys, Afam here. This video is a quick guide on Mythic Silken Court Phase 1. Also going to be a recap video from our own guild. We did have day 1 proc here. We struggled quite a bit, to be honest, so the boss is not to be underestimated. If you have been part of this raid, very likely that most of what I say, if not everything that I say, you already know by now. But I'll still throw it out there for if any comp changes happen or if any random guy watches this video. Maybe you benefit from it. Alright, moving through the video. We want to start off inside the boss's hitbox as soon as possible. That's why we Mind Soothe from Priest. And we also use Mass Stealth from the Rogue. Get directly under the boss. We can't precast because it would break our stealth. So we just start casting as we pull the boss. The other team is starting over at the edge of the wall and just move in instantly to bait the first frontal. Team red here, by the way, has exactly 6 ranged in order to bait 6 web bombs in specific locations. Those are 3 of the bombs are in middle, the other 3 are close to melee. The middle ones are soaked by 1 person each. That way they break it instantly, they have no tether. They do spawn an orb though. So after spawning the orb from this web break, they also sidestep a little bit and spawn another orb from the acid rain. What we are doing instead here, we have 3 red ranged spawning a web close in melee, and we each have 1 melee that is paired to us. Those melees will get hit by the swirly. Both of us will spawn an orb, and because we are close to each other, we also are tethered together. So you see me and Citadel here. Boom, we each spawned an orb, we are tethered, and we are spreading for acid rain. In order to not double stack an orb from the acid rain here now, we are just sidestepping a little bit. Position ourselves so the circles are close to each other but not hitting the other player, and spawning an orb that way. The only thing I'm going to show you from our raid planner is page 1. This is spread positions. This is for every acid rain in phase 1. We have specific locations. Sometimes Team Blue and Team Red swap sides, so it's shifted 180 degrees. The general location is always the same. If I look at where I am, Afam, Eli Shaman, if I look at the boss, I'm always back left and having ideally the rogue in front of me. So we keep that in mind, back left for myself. These guys over here, Simple Top Kyle, those are the other webs that spawned in the middle. Those guys have special rotation movements together with Alario Narnak and actually our heal evoker here, Raven. Not sure how much I will go into this. Anyways, we are tethered, we spawned an orb, we spawn another orb from the acid rain, and then it's time to rotate around the boss. Because Citadel and me, we are really close to Team Blue here. Same goes for Team Blue that is close to Team Red. It's important that we either react instantly and rotate fast, or even better, use some sort of blink jump. So you will see me here, gust of winding, and running around the boss. While moving around, I'm trying to soak 1 or 2 orbs. I could go to 3 without dying, but it leaves a stacking dot. So 3 is a very high damage intake. So ideally we go to 2. While we rotate around the boss, those guys in the middle, they rotate differently. So the 3 guys will rotate like so, dodging the blue players, while these blue players rotate so and soaking each other orbs. Then we did soak orbs, we are still tethered, the boss is gonna jump away and charge. So we are spreading the tether here. We are Team Red, Team Blue is really close, so everybody here from Team Blue needs to be aware of our location, they can't run into us. So they are playing stacked close to the boss, cleaving off the boss onto ads. While we have the tethers ready. Boss is jumping away, the charge comes through, boss is taking more damage. You wonder about should you pop CDs? Go look at logs. So we are Team Red. We are still over here. We want to get away to our location because Team Blue is close to us. We don't want that. And we want to spread for rain in 7 seconds. So we are jumping back. I'm getting a rescue from our evoker. And we are spreading for acid rain. If we remember, Ellie Shaman, myself back left. I'm positioning back and left. Making micro adjustments last second just to spawn orbs a bit closer. And if we actually do have a quick look at the raid planner, we did break these. Then we have these spread locations, which we can also make use of page 1. We can see that Simple Top and Kyle are supposed to be a bit further up in the middle, have some distance here. Could make this even bigger on the picture. There's Narnak Alario spawning in the middle as well. So ideally here, Simple and Kyle, they would move up a little bit, giving us more space so that DJ could position himself back here where he's supposed to be. Right now he has to fill in, which is also fine. It still worked. But spreading a bit more will make it easier for us. After dropping orbs, we are gonna rotate around boss once again, soaking 1 or 2 orbs. Whereas the guys from the middle, they soak the middle orbs just by dodging each other, moving around. Dodging the frontal on a blue player didn't make too much of an issue. And then we're gonna stack the big boy on top of the caster boss. Right now the caster boss has teleported into this location. He could also be over there. Based on which spot he takes, one or the other team needs to move through the boss. So here it's obvious that Team Red is moving through, whereas Team Blue is catching up and standing behind. Then we want to pre-position for Acid Rain. We also see that second ads are spawning, which ideally gets gripped by DKs instantly into A-bomb limb from the tank. And the Vortex from Druid is really good. AoE slows are really good. Keep them close to boss. Anyways, we are spreading for Acid Rain. I know I am back left behind the Rogue. And the Acid Rain is also followed by a web bomb. We pre-position back left for Acid Rain. The frontal will go on a blue guy. This is also the spot where we are here, where Alaria Narna could use immunities in order to not spawn orbs. Even though it's not fully needed, it's still nice that there are less orbs here. So anyways, we have the people in the middle who are supposed to be in the middle. I am back left, making micro adjustments to spawn them close. Spawning the orb from the acid rain, and now positioning myself for the web bombs. We should have 3 bombs, get 3 tether pairs once again. You can see that we are standing inside. Ideally, you're not standing on top of an orb because you're spawning one. So we are paired, and then it's time to rotate around the boss. This over here is where we do take a lot of damage. So at 120, when the acid rain happens, this would be a good spot for personal for this hit, or for the webs as well. And we can also confirm this if we look at lorgs. If you look at when other people use personals, we can see a lot of shaman use them at 120 or 130 for acid rain and or the webs. So I should have used a personal, jumping to be faster, soaking 1 or 2 orbs, getting the tether across. And Team Blue is aware of these people, don't run into them. Another viable spot for Team Blue, by the way, instead of being here, is also this spot. You can stand inside of the line, The boss gets tethered. This line does no damage at all. It's just a visual. So you could stand here cleaving off the boss. That is totally fine as well. Anyways, boss gets tethered. These guys from Team Red should come back. So they're jumping back. We hit the boss. There's no more need for any spreads. The next mechanic that is happening is intermission. So we just pump boss and moving boss to the middle for intermission. That's all the tips, all the mechanics there is, honestly. For the middle guys, as I said, they do have some different movement. They don't rotate around the boss. They rotate around themselves, basically, dodging each other and soaking each other orbs. And also the second webs. Here, these guys just soak it themselves by not having anyone standing inside the swirly, breaking the web that way, not getting tethered, but still spawning an orb. Yeah, that's all there is. I hope it might clarify some things. The main thing to take away is remember your spread position. Remember, for example, if I'm Zac the Paladin, I would remember I'm in melee. I have Alice on my right, Vivi on my left. That's where I position. That's for every single one. And use personals probably on this overlap. Logs is really good as well to just look at damage cooldowns, because this takes the top logs in terms of damage. If you have a look at Ascendance, even though cooldown just got added this week, some of the logs are from last week, I'm assuming. We can see, for example, they use it on Entanglement 1. That's how you can learn on when to use your cooldowns. Same thing goes with combat pods and so on. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Hope you've learned something. Have a good day. Bye-bye.